You're with NDTV. I'm Maha Siddiqui. Our top story, this is the 21st century. Where have we reached in the name of religion? That's what the Supreme Court said today in some of the strongest comments yet on hate speech, asking the government and the police not to wait for FIRs or complaints, but to take action themselves on hate speeches. The court said contempt proceedings will be initiated if the authorities fail to act.
Today, a petition was filed before the Supreme Court and it was heard by bench led by Justice K.M. Joseph and also Justice Hrishikesh Roy, wherein the petitioner brought to the court's notice about the recent hate speech given by BJP MP Parvesh Verma. Appearing for the petitioner, senior advocate Kapil Sibal told the court that despite several instances of court intervening in such cases and also clear laws still prevailing, but the authorities are not taking enough action in order to curb such hate speeches, and they also brought to the court's notice about the content of this particular speech that was given by BJP MP Parvesh Verma. So Supreme Court, after hearing the petitioner's argument, today gave three very important directions to the state governments and also police. In its first direction, the Supreme Court has asked the state governments and also the police of three states, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and also Uttarakhand, to file status report on the action taken against such instances of hate speech in their own respective jurisdiction. The second very important direction is that the police need not wait for someone to file a complaint in cases of hate speech. In fact, the police should take suo motu action and then act promptly and sternly against such instances of hate speech. And third very important thing is a warning to the police authorities, wherein Supreme Court has said that if the authorities hesitate to act on such instances, then they will be faced with contempt of court.
Now to a special ground report from Gujarat's Dahod village. Earlier this week, we brought out an NDTV investigation that exposed how, despite multiple charges against them, the Gujarat government had released the 11 men convicted of raping Bilkis Bano and killing her entire family. Tonight, NDTV's Tanushri Pandey reports on how Bilkis Bano's rapists are back home and rehabilitated amidst complete unrepentance from their end, while Bilkis Bano lives in fear and her house lies abandoned.
This is Govt Nai, one of the 11 men convicted in the Bilkis Bano gang rape and murder case, but released early. At his family home with his father in Randhikpur village in Gujarat's Dahod district, the home village of Bilkis. Bilkis's house is long abandoned. Bilkis herself is fearful and on the move, as the men convicted of raping her settle back into normal lives. NDTV had accessed police complaints against Govt Nai on July 2017, registered by two witnesses in the case, accusing him of threatening to kill them while he was out on parole, despite which Nai was released on grounds of good behavior. An angry Nai refused to respond to our questions, claiming as a Hindu man he could do no wrong.
Hey, तुमको लगता है कि मैं ऐसा हूँ? दिखता है क्या तुमको? दो चाचा भतीजे कभी रेप कर सकते हैं क्या? एक साथ? हिंदू समाज में ऐसा है क्या कभी? देखा कि तुमने? चाचा भतीजा कभी रेप कर सकता है? ये औरत है बाजू वाली. पूछो इसको हम कैसे आदमी हैं? हम ऐसे गलत आदमी हैं?
Right behind me is Bilkis Bano's house. She used to live here till 2002. But as you can see right now, it has been turned into a shop which has been rented to a Hindu woman by Bilkis's family. Now just about 10 meters from here are the shops and houses of those 11 convicts who have now been released by the Gujarat government. And what we witnessed on the ground is that all those convicts are having a regular life. They are coming to their shops every day, chit-chatting with their neighbors. But on the other hand, Bilkis Bano has never even entered her own village, Randhikpur. She couldn't even come to her own house.
Shah's younger brother Ashish, seen here selling crackers, says Radhesham doesn't live here anymore. Radhesham, Ashish and another convict were named in an FIR for assault on a woman and criminal intimidation while they were out on parole. Ashish Shah says the FIR against them is baseless.
एक कंप्लेंट फाइल हुई थी, वो आपको भी लेकर की थी किसी ने, साबेरा बहन बोल के कोई है. हाँ आशीष भाई, हाँ गलत कंप्लेंट थी.
But Sabira Ben Ayub and Pintu Bhai, Muslim residents of the village who lodged this FIR, stand by their charges. They too are living in fear since the men who threatened them are now out.
तो ये बोल जो राधेश्याम का भाई था वो बोल रहा था उसके लड़के को पकड़ के अंदर ले जा रहा था।
इनकी बेटी का हाथ पकड़ के अंदर लेके जा रहा था।
वो जो मितेश भट्ट है आरोपी बिल्किस बानो केस का, वो भी आरोपी है। वो जो राधेश्याम है एडवोकेट, वो भी आरोपी है बिल्किस बानो केस का।
तो क्यों हाथ पकड़ के अंदर क्यों लेकर जा रहे थे?
थोड़ा बोला बोली हुई ना उसके बाद। वो जो वीडियो उसने बोला है बातचीत करने के लिए, उन्होंने मोबाइल निकाला और क्या क्या बोलता है उसको पता नहीं चला। बिल्किस बानो केस के अंदर वो हमको पता नहीं ऐसा बोली है साबिरा बहन। इस वजह से फिर वो वहाँ से उसके घर से 25-30 मीटर दूर दोनों माँ के उसके घर तरफ जाती थी। तो बाजार पुलिस स्टेशन के सामने ये तीनों, 2 आरोपी और एक उसका भाई जो कंगन की दुकान है बाजार में, वो आशीष भाई, ये तीनों उसको पीछा किया। आशीष भाई वीडियो मोबाइल लेके वीडियो उतर रहा था और 2 जो आरोपी है बिल्किस बानो का, ये 2 माँ बेटी को अंदर ले जाने रहे थे उसके घर पे।
डर लागे ने, डर हमड़े लागे से हमणुं नथी आवती राते। सांजे 6 वागे मंदिरे निकळे ने 9 वागे घरे जाय छे।
We found another convict, Rajubhai Soni, in his jewelry shop, but he left as soon as he saw our cameras.
NDTV tried to access the officials who had cleared the early release of these men despite them facing charges, but no one was available. The district magistrate of Panchmahal, Dr. Sujal Maitra, who headed the pardons panel, was not responsive, while the superintendent of police of Panchmahal, who also approved the release of the Bilkis convicts, cut the call after hearing our question. So clearly the Gujarat police and the entire administration are evading any questions on this case. This is Tanushree Pandey reporting from Godhra in Gujarat for NDTV.
And 4 bodies were recovered from the site where an army helicopter carrying 5 people crashed in Arunachal Pradesh's Upper Siang district Friday morning. According to reports, the weapon system integrated version of the advanced light helicopter crashed near Miging village. The site of the crash is not connected by any road, but 3 aerial rescue teams were sent to the location as per army sources. Visuals show part of the wreckage in flames. Now, the helicopter carrying army personnel was on a regular sortie after taking off from Likabali. The crash took place at 10:43 a.m. Now, Pakistan has been let off the hook by the terror funding watchdog Financial Action Task Force FATF after 4 years. In its October plenary, the FATF has decided to move Pakistan out of the increased monitoring list as it complied with all 34 action items and a satisfactory on-site visit as per the FATF. This will now pave the way for Pakistan to be able to easily access financial aid from IMF and World Bank. The Pakistan Prime Minister tweeted to say that this was, and I quote, a vindication of our determined and sustained effort over the years. Apart from this announcement, the new FATF President T. Raja Kumar added that Russia will be sidelined from the FATF due to its invasion of Ukraine, and Myanmar will be added to the blacklist of the FATF, but that doesn't mean humanitarian aid to the country will be stopped.
The second country that is coming off the list is Pakistan. Pakistan has been on FATF's grey list since 2018. After a lot of work by the Pakistani authorities, they have worked through 2 separate action plans and completed a combined 34 action items to address deficiencies in their anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing systems. The FATF welcomes this significant progress. As a result, Pakistan can now more effectively tackle anti-money laundering and terrorism financing. A FATF team has verified that the reforms are in place and that there is high-level commitment and capacity to sustain those reforms. These reforms are good for the stability and security of the country and indeed the region. That doesn't mean that there isn't more work to do. Going forward, Pakistan will need to work with the FATF's regional partner, the Asia-Pacific Group, to continue to strengthen its systems.
Well, and India has reacted to Pakistan's removal from the FATF grey list. The Ministry of External Affairs has said, as a result of the FATF scrutiny, Pakistan has been forced to take some action against well-known terrorists, including those involved in attacks against the entire international community in Mumbai on 26/11. It is in global interest that the world remains clear that Pakistan must continue to take credible, verifiable, irreversible and sustained action against terrorism and terror financing emanating from territories under its control. Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stressed on improving infrastructure and access in villages along the border with China. This as he visited Uttarakhand. He has announced the Parvatmala project that will link the Himalayan states. This comes after the Prime Minister's earlier announcement of Bharatmala, which aims to connect over 500 district headquarters across India, and Sagarmala that will focus on India's coastline. He also laid the foundation stone of the Kedarnath ropeway project. The ropeway in Kedarnath will be around 9.7 kilometers long and will connect Gaurikund to Kedarnath, reducing the travel time between the two places from 7 hours at present to about 30 minutes. The Hemkund ropeway will connect Govind Ghat to Hemkund Sahib. It will be around 12.4 kilometers long and will reduce the travel time of more than a day to only about 45 minutes.
अब पहाड़ी राज्यों की कनेक्टिविटी को और बेहतर बनाने के लिए हमने विशेष तौर पर जैसे सागरमाला है, वैसे भारतमाला है, वैसे अब पर्वतमाला का काम आगे बढ़ने वाला है। और हम तो कहते हैं, जो कभी गांव छोड़ करके गए हैं उनको अपने गांव वापस लौटने का मन कर जाए, ऐसा मुझे जिंदा गांव खड़े करने हैं। गुजरात के अंदर पाकिस्तान की सीमा पर आखिरी गांव है कच्छ के रेगिस्तान में धोरडो। आज धोरडो बहुत बड़ा टूरिस्ट सेंटर बना हुआ है, लाखों लोग हर साल आते हैं, वहां के लोगों के लिए करोड़ों रुपए का व्यापार होता है। आखिरी गांव को जिंदा कर दिया, उसके कारण पूरा इलाका जिंदा हो गया।
Well, and the Prayagraj police have arrested a gang involved in selling fake platelets to relatives of a dengue patient in the city. Cops say that they were picking up plasma from blood banks and repackaging them as platelets. The SSP Prayagraj does say, though, that these arrested accused were questioned if gangs in Prayagraj were also involved in passing off sweet lime juice as platelets, and the accused said that this was not happening. Remember, this was the allegation that was made by the relatives of the patient who died. It now appears that this was plasma instead of platelets. Let me go across to Alok, who has more details on this. Alok, how many people were involved in this racket, and were they operating in any other place apart from Prayagraj? Any further details that the police is sharing right now?
Well, yes, I want to just clarify that at the moment the police are saying that they are parallelly also investigating the other case that you were speaking about. Okay. And that the bag, the platelet bag, which the family of the deceased dengue patient is alleging is sweet lime juice, has been sent for a medical examination, and that report is awaited. Now, whether any of these 10 people were involved in actually packaging that bag or repackaging it or doing something of that sort, that remains to be investigated. Nevertheless, the arrests have come right after this case or this video of those allegations of sweet lime juice actually went viral. So it's important. 10 people have been arrested so far, Maha, and the police is saying that all these 10 people were actually going and picking up blood plasma from blood banks and then repackaging them as platelets and then selling it to patients, because dengue has been spreading very rapidly in many Uttar Pradesh cities, including in Prayagraj and in Lucknow. And, a lot of the patients who are critical or who are serious need these transfusions. So that is where this racket was operating. The other case that generated a lot of headlines, that continues. An FIR has been registered against that private hospital that allegedly passed off, sweet lime juice as a platelet back to a patient, to the relatives of a patient. But the police are saying that they don't have any proof of that so far. And they are awaiting, like I said, a medical report on that other platelet bag.
All right, Alok, getting us those details on a fake platelets racket that has been busted by the Prayagraj cops. Now, with winters and Diwali right round the corner, there's a concern over pollution as well in the National Capital Region specifically. The air quality has already dipped in several cities of North India, while the AQI stands between poor to very poor in many of the places, specifically in Delhi. Today, the air quality was poor, and over the weekend is expected to worsen. Well, and pollution in Delhi's air is increasing, as well as politics between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party that is also going up. So far, the Chief Minister of Delhi used to blame the stubble burning in Punjab for the pollution of Delhi, but now there's his party's government in Punjab as well. How is the Punjab government dealing with the problem of stubble burning? My colleague Saurav Shukla's ground report from Punjab.
स्थिति कंट्रोल से
जी बिल्कुल यार सारे आगे लगे पने कितने आग नहीं लगी सारा बिल्डिंग हो रही है सारे गंडा बनने रही है
लोगों के खेतों में रहो लोगों को समझाओ कि पराली को मत आग लगाओ
Punjab Agriculture Minister Kuldeep Singh Dhaliwal is talking to the Agriculture Officer of Amritsar on a video call and asking him to go to the field where crop stubble is being burnt. To tackle this source of air pollution, the new Aam Aadmi Party Punjab government has set up a war room. A team monitors live satellite data. As soon as they get a picture of a fire in a field, they immediately notify the exact location to their local team.
जो लोग बैठे हुए इनको 2-3 जिले दिए एक आदमी तो जब इसके पास आ गया कि जी मतलब उधर आग लगी गूगल लोकेशन आ जाती है आपके पास की हम उससे ले अपनी ब्यूरोक्रेसी को अपने अफसर जो है खेती बाड़ी के उधर भेज देते हैं हर चीज का प्रबंध करें कोई भी चीज किसान को चाहिए उसकी हेल्प करें.
According to government data, there has been a decline in stubble burning cases this year. On the ground, however, some farmers have a different view. Just 20 kilometers from Chandigarh in Mohali, Taranjeet Singh has set fire to stubble in his 6-acre farm. Taranjeet says that it's cheaper for them to burn the paddy stubble and they can't afford to rent the machines the government has provided.
पराली ਦਾ ਜੇ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਧੂਆਂ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਅਸਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਦਿੱਲੀ 'ਚ ਕਿਉਂ ਅਸਰ
यानी पंजाब में असर नहीं हो दिल्ली में क्यों असर हो रहा है आप ये कह रहे हैं
ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਹਨੇ ਪਤਾ ਕੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋ ਗ੍ਰੀਨ ਟਿਊਬ ਨੇ ਖਿੱਚ ਲਿਆ ਕੇਜਰੀਵਾਲ ਨੇ ਫਟਾਫਟ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਦੇਤਾ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ ਧੂਆਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਧੂਆਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਦਿਨ 20 ਦਿਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਦੱਸੋ ਵੀ 365 ਚੋਂ 20 ਦਿਨ ਕੱਢ ਦੋ ਬਾਕੀ ਦਿਨ ਕੀ ਦਿੱਲੀ 'ਚ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ.
This time there is extra political focus on the problem because Aam Aadmi Party is now in power in Punjab as well as Delhi, the world's most polluted capital. The BJP held protests at Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence over pollution. However, currently less than 5% of Delhi's air pollution is from stubble. Much of the pollution is from Delhi and its neighborhood, especially from vehicles.
Air quality of Delhi is getting worse and it has dipped and it will dip in coming days. Grab measures are already in place and BJP is criticizing AAP ruled Punjab and Delhi government for the pollution in Delhi. In Mohali with Ashok Mahale, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.